Hello and welcome to the Daily Bread Bible Study. Thank you for joining us. This is a day to commemorate day 100 of the Daily Bread Bible Study. If you've been with me through the beginning and followed all of those videos, you have done something for 100 days. You should be able to take accomplishment and just take some pride in that sense that you have followed through and studied God's Word for 100 days. If you have not, followed all the videos, well, that's okay too. We'll pick it up for this section here, but then also we have the recordings available and you can go back and watch them anytime. So that is an opportunity too. But day 100 is Thursday, April 9th, 2020, and we are focusing on 1 Kings chapters 3 through 5. In chapter 3, we see that Solomon, still being a young king, is getting things, established. He's set up. He's been busy offering sacrifices to the Lord at Gibeon, since at this present time there is no temple in Jerusalem. Solomon dreams of having a temple in Jerusalem and will do whatever it takes to accomplish this goal. He has a dream involving God in which King Solomon requests, picking up in verse 9, "Give your servant therefore an understanding mind to govern your people, able to discern between good and evil. For who can govern this your great people?" And it pleased the Lord that Solomon had asked this. God commends him for not asking for something, necessarily for himself. So God blesses Solomon with a wise and discerning mind, and as a bonus, gives him riches and honor too. Solomon wakes up from the dream and goes to offer sacrifices in Jerusalem. As an illustration of King Solomon's wise and discerning mind, King Solomon puts his wisdom to the test, discerning between two women claiming to be the mother of a child. In 1 Kings 3:25, the king said about the child, "Divide the living boy in two, then give half to the one and half to the other." But the woman whose son was alive said to the king, because compassion for her son burned within her, "Please, Lord, give her the living boy. Certainly do not kill him." And the other said, "It shall be neither mine nor hers. Divide it." Then the king responded, "Give the first woman the living boy. Do not kill him. She is his mother." Through that illustration of discernment, people come to respect the wisdom of Solomon. In 1 Kings chapter 4, then we see the appointed officials and a list of King Solomon's officials. In 1 Kings 4:20, it says, "Judah and Israel were as numerous as the sand by the sea, and they ate and drank and were happy. Solomon was sovereign over all the kingdoms of the Euphrates to the land of the Philistines, even to the border of Egypt. They brought tribute and served Solomon all the days of his life." So what King David did, even though he sinned, is leading to a blessing of this united kingdom of the kingdoms of the tribes of Judah and the other tribes of Israel. And this united kingdom under King Solomon is a time of prosper. So life was good for King Solomon. The next part of the chapter describes his splendor, including delicacies like deer and fatted fowl that he had every day. In the wilderness, the Israelites prayed for quail and received it on a notable day. But King Solomon could have quail every day, and much more. He had numerous horses that were always fed, and life was indeed very good. In 1 Kings 4:34, it says, "People came from all the nations to hear the wisdom of Solomon. And they came from all the kings of the earth who had heard of his wisdom." It was a great time to be there in Jerusalem. In 1 Kings 5, we hear even too that Solomon's hope for a temple is going to move a step closer. King Hiram of Tyre, the one who helped King David build a house there in 2 Samuel 5:11, is contacted by his son King Solomon. And the king of Israel and Judah knows the best materials come from Hiram, including the infamous cedars of Lebanon. In 1 Kings 5:10, it says, "So Hiram supplied Solomon's every need for timber of cedar and cypress." King Solomon's King Solomon then has mobilized forces for the construction of the temple. And he puts over 150,000 men of Israel and Judah for the task of building the temple. 10,000 of these men are sent to Lebanon each month, albeit with 1 month away and then 2 months back home in Jerusalem or in the tribes of Israel. Building the temple may be trending towards slavery in Egypt, though, as Solomon's successor will say in 1 Kings 12:11, "Now whereas my father laid on you a heavy yoke, I will add more to your yoke. My father disciplined you with whips, but I will discipline you with scorpions." And so then we will see the issues of Rehoboam and Jeroboam coming up with that later because of the building of this temple in part. But at this moment in time, the people are working together. They are working for God to build one of the most important structures there for the people of God in times to come, the temple in Jerusalem. But we will see more about the temple, its specifications, and all of that coming up next time. So thank you for joining me again for day 100 here in the Daily Bread Bible Study.